So one of my favorite scenes in this movie is this guy comes out of a bus and he starts catcalling at two girls. He's like, "Hey ladies, what's going on over there?" And out of nowhere, this alien just drops down and just boom! Hits him across the head. He goes flying and you just see blood go splatter across the bus. And you're like, yep, this is that movie and I like it. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Burns Reviews. Be sure to subscribe and ring that bell if you're new to the channel to get videos just like this. We got some coming up on Friday. And today we are talking about Skylines. When a virus threatens to turn friendly alien hybrids against humans, Captain Rose Corley and her team of elite soldiers embark on a mission to an alien planet to save what's left of mankind. Quick note, I've never seen these movies up until yesterday. There's 3 of them. The first one came out in 2010. Very simple story. Aliens hover above Earth. They suck you up into the sky when you look at the light, and they suck your brains out. That movie is awful. Don't watch it. The second one came out in 2017, has Frank Grillo, and it's basically about a detective who's trying to save his son, who actually gets abducted. It takes place during the same time frame of the first movie, and that movie was pretty good. So it was like an 80s action B-movie throwback, kind of like Arnold would do, like a Commando, if Commando took place in District 9. So I binged both movies back to back yesterday, and then followed it up with the new one, thanks to an early screener called Skylines, and it's been a hell of a roller coaster, starting very low, going all the way up, getting me excited for the third one, which ends on this crazy cliffhanger, and then being pleasantly surprised with the third one. So what is the third one about? You got this character named Rose Corley, played by Lindsey Morgan, and she's basically like the John Connor of the franchise, alright? Her parents were pregnant in the first movie, she was born in the second movie, and the third movie does a time jump several years later where she's now the leader, because she is part alien, part human. Alright, because she was infected as a child, as a newborn. Her mother was infected by aliens, so she has all of the powers of the aliens, but none of their weaknesses. Kind of like Blade. So this movie, guys, was a lot of fun. It pays tribute to a lot of the movies that I love. Liam O'Donnell talks about how he wants to do Aliens meets Starship Troopers, and I definitely got that vibe. It actually kind of reminded me of like Firefly and Serenity meets Aliens, but there's a lot of Aliens, the movie, the James Cameron sequel, in this movie, and I mean that in a good way. Let's talk about the pros, alright? The characters are well written. Now, sci-fi has a really difficult time with this. They put all their attention into CGI effects, explosions, I guess production design, and very little effort into these one-dimensional characters that you always tend to see. But I enjoyed these characters. I thought Rose and her brother Trent, who is a half-alien, half-human, had a great dynamic. It kind of reminded me of like Han Solo and Chewie. The brother Trent was like the comic relief. He was fantastic. He was funny. He had these quippy little snarky remarks that just, you forget that he's a human being in there, and then he says something. It lit up the whole movie for me. So I really like the dynamic between the brother and sister, Rose and Trent. And I loved how funny and a sensibility of empathy and sympathy you had for these characters, which really elevated the movie. You got some decent actors in this movie too. Alexander Siddig plays the general that recruits Rose, and I like that they got an actor who we have seen in other movies, because he was like in, what was it, Game of Thrones? He was like one of the snake guys, and he was also in Gotham as Ra's al Ghul. He is like a theater actor, so he kind of elevates the movie a little bit higher. I also thought that Rose Corley and Jeremy Fitzgerald were pretty good. You got Yanya and Ruhan in there from the Raid movies. You don't have any Frank Grillo. He is in like a couple of flashbacks. But overall, the cast was top-notch, and it really made this movie. So that's definitely going to be in my pro column. It's just a solid movie. It knows what it wants to be, and it doesn't try to take itself too seriously. It's just a lot of fun. Now, let's talk about the cons a little bit, because there are a few. First and foremost, I love what they did with the Trent character, but for the life of me, I can't understand why when they put the subtitles underneath his character, and it's usually pretty funny, they put these hashtags and exclamation points and all these characters where the curse words should be. And the first movie was PG-13, the second one was rated R, this one again is rated R, and it kind of feels like they were maybe intending to do a PG-13, and they just forgot to put it back, or, you know, which doesn't really make sense because I feel like I've done subtitles. It is the easiest part of any production. All I could figure is that they thought it would be funnier to do it this way, but for the life of me, it always kind of took me out of the movie and I never understood why. The second thing that I didn't love about this movie is that it's a little bit too long. This movie is 2 hours long, and while I can appreciate that as the third chapter, the final chapter, you want to do like a giant fireworks show and tie off all the loose ends and all that stuff, I get that. But there are certain scenes that just could have been trimmed down a little bit. For example, we have this whole B storyline with Yayan Ruhan, who is the guy from The Raid. He's in The Force Awakens. He's the guy that Han Solo owes money to. He's in John Wick Part 3. He's a great martial arts karate man. He's like one of the best. And I understand, they're like, hey, listen, we got this amazing actor, this stuntman, let's put him in the movie. But he's not needed. In the sense that his storyline with the sniper and all that stuff that's happening in London, we don't need any of that. They're basically introduced in this third movie. We don't know much about them, and yet somehow we're supposed to care if they live or die. And I understand, like, I guess you want to build the stakes of, okay, they're going to the alien planet to save Earth, and maybe you want to show the audience, okay, this is what they're trying to save. And to me, it just felt like it bogged down the movie. I want to get back to the main storyline. But beyond that, guys, this movie was really good. This movie was a lot of fun. It was bold, it was creative. It's a great looking movie. Alan Duplanter is the cinematographer. I thought he did a great job, as well as the production team, the visual effects, all of it. It just felt really immersive. I would say the first one felt like a TV movie that you would watch on Sci-Fi at 3 in the morning, and it's awful. The second one feels like a B movie, kind of like a Commando if it took place in District 9. And then the third movie feels like a big budget, or at least a smaller big budget action movie that you might actually see in the theaters. It was just well put together. It felt like a throwback to like the 90s, and I really enjoyed it. I would highly recommend it, and that's why I'm going to give Skylines a B+. Anyway, guys, what did you think of Skylines? Be sure to comment down below. Have you seen Skyline or Beyond Skyline? Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think of this franchise. We will be doing an ending discussion of this video come Friday once the movie comes out. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. We just hit 3,000 subscribers, which is amazing. We're trying to get to 10 because there's a couple of sponsorships that we're trying to bring to the table. So be sure, if you're new to the channel, give this video a sub, ring that bell so you can get videos exactly like this. I got my social media down here. And guys, you stay safe out there. Happy holidays. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time.